What's going on YouTube? This is Max coming back at you once again with another video. This time I have an update on the Yamaha RX-A8A Firmware update 1.22. Now if you like this type of content, if you could do me a favor by hitting that like button and that subscribe button, I greatly appreciate it. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the firmware update. Well, I could tell you this, I just updated the Yamaha RX-A8A, and I believe this is the firmware for pretty much all the new Yamaha Avantage line. So from the A2 to all the way up to the A6, well, A8 on this one. But I will do a quick update because I just downloaded this as I'm recording today. This is the 29th of October. I will say it did improve the audio delay, which is a good thing. Because if you remember in my last video last week, I did mention that it was a huge audio delay between when I turn on my content from the Apple TV, Xbox Series X, and the PlayStation 5. I was having all issues with the audio delay. Now with the latest firmware update, I noticed that it didn't resolve it completely, but it did cut down the time to about 1 or 2 seconds when the content starts. So it's not as annoying as it was before. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is show you the firmware update and show you some content again, just showing you playing with my Apple TV and my Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, just showing you the audio delay. It's not as bad as it was before, but I just want to report back. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. So I want to do a voiceover for this one. So the firmware update was pretty easy and simple. It didn't take me that long. Maybe it took 5 minutes depending on your internet speed, but it was pretty simple. So there's right there is the 1.22.
Monsignor, you have got to be careful. These curtains are wide open.
Subset Godzilla hauling ass off Argentina. We lost Monster Zero in a tropical storm over Brazil. Scanning the entire southern hemisphere. So far, nothing. Then scan the northern! Yeah.
Unlock 17A. Here. You take that piece of junk. It's about your life. I never told you the story behind it. This was your grandfather's. He was one of the Navy's first frogmen during World War II. He was so stealthy. The country forgot about him, so he went back to the sea scavenging. No, I think it's a man.
So what do you guys think of the latest update from Yamaha 1.22 on the Avantage line? Now this may have fixed a few audio delays. I haven't had time to really dive in to see what type of updates for specifically the RX-A8A it did. But I do want to put a disclaimer too. While I was recording, I did notice that after the firmware update, for some reason on my Apple TV, it didn't happen on my PlayStation 5 or my Xbox Series X, it did change the decoder for all speakers for whatever reason. So I had to switch back to the surround decode. That's where it'll go ahead and decode like the Atmos and DTSX and so forth, instead of just playing it through all my speakers. So I did have to make an update to that settings after I started recording the video. So I just want to let you know, once you do the update, make sure you check your decoder to make sure it's in auto instead of going through all speakers or whatever the preference that you had on the receiver. I just noticed that it did change after the firmware update, so I just want to put that out there. But I'm about to go ahead and end this video. If you like this type of content, if you could do me a favor by hitting that like button and the subscribe button, and greatly appreciate it. If you do have any questions specifically about this firmware, please do me a favor by commenting, and I'll do the best I can to answer any of your questions. As in what the firmware entails, it didn't show anything on the Yamaha page, or it didn't show anything on when I was updating. It just pretty much just says firmware update. So the last firmware update was something to do with the Sirius XM radio. So it was pretty much nothing. This firmware update, it doesn't show anything. So I'm going to do some more testing, but I just wanted to do this quick video just to show you guys that it didn't completely resolve the audio delay, but it helped improve the timing of it by reducing it. So just want to give everyone an update, and until next time, I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. One thing I forgot to mention before I officially end this video, I want to give a big shout out to Joshua. He's the one that notified me and let me know that there's a latest firmware update for the Yamaha side. So I just want to give a big shout out to Joshua. Thank you again for commenting and letting me know there's a latest firmware update. So one thing from the previous video, I did get some comments before talking about that's just Yamaha and that's how it's supposed to happen with the audio delay. Look, I get it. I'm not having that issue with Denon and Yamaha. This is my first time having a Yamaha receiver, but at the same time too, if people are really buying these receivers and he's starting to go into this audio delay, I want to go ahead and report this out. I would tell the good, the bad, the ugly. That's the reason why I'm doing these videos, just to give an honest impression of what's going on with these receivers. I don't want to give false impressions that, you know, the receiver is the best thing in the world. Everything has an issue. So that's one thing that I just wanted to give awareness of. I'm still keeping the receiver. I'm not going to return the receiver, but firmwares like these do help to fix some of the bugs that are with the receiver. So I don't have a problem being a beta tester, but I do want to report out some of the things that I have been seeing and what I've been finding, just to give everyone a transparent review of how my experience is going so far with the Yamaha RX-A8A specifically. So those are the type of things that you will not find, or probably won't find, in other YouTube channels. They'll probably review the receiver saying, oh, everything is great, and go ahead and return it, but not going into the other details about some of the issues that I'm running into. So that's the one reason why I like to do these type of videos, because I purchased this with my own money, and I'm expecting to have this type of quality from this company. So that's why I like to report those type of issues, so they could fix something like this. If I don't say anything about it, then people will come to me and say, hey, I bought this receiver, I run into these issues. And it's like, I don't want to do that. I want to be honest with everyone. So that's another reason why I had to do an update on this video as well. So, but if you like this type of content, if you could do me a favor by hitting that like button and that subscribe button, I greatly appreciate it. Until next time, I see you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Take care.